If you find yourself walking more and more hunched over as you get older, this video is going to show you how to fix the problem. If you don't know who I am, my name is Will Harlow. I'm the Over-Fifties specialist physio here at HT Physio in Farnham. And today we're going to be talking about how to stop walking hunched over if you're over the age of 55. Now, many people start to walk hunched over the older they get, and it's a big myth that this automatically happens to everyone, because in fact there are a lot of things we can do for most people to prevent it from happening. Yes, arthritis and aging changes can lead to this hunched over appearance, but another big cause is bad habits and bad postures. Now, bad habits and bad postures lead to weakness in some of your important muscles around your neck and shoulders, and if these muscles get weak, that causes problems with posture. And walking hunched over is not a good idea because it leads to loss of balance, it leads to a bad appearance, and it leads to someone who always looks down at the floor, which can be dangerous when you need to have your head up. So we're going to talk about how to fix the problem now. If you find any of the exercises I'm going to show you on this video painful, just avoid them. This advice isn't suitable for everyone, but if you find it comfortable and you've had the okay from your doctor, you can give these things a try. Anyway, let's have a look at what I suggest for fixing that hunched posture when walking. If you find yourself walking hunched over, there are 4 major problems that could be the cause. The first is simple, it's just bad habits. Some people just find that over time they start to find themselves feeling a bit safer when they're closer to the ground, so they start to hunch forward. If it's bad habits, that's definitely something we can fix. The second thing that causes hunched over walking is stiffness in the thoracic spine. So people who get a bit older and they develop stiffness here, they tend to be stiff in what we call extension. So because they can't extend, they come into a natural flexed posture. We call this a kyphosis. And basically a lot of the time it can be combated with the right exercises, which I'm going to show you in a minute. The third thing that can cause this hunched over posture is tightness in the chest. So in the pectoral muscles here, if they become tight, they pull your shoulders close together, and then when you start to walk around, your shoulders are close together, which gives you that hunched appearance. This is common in desk workers and people who do a lot of things in this kind of position in front of them. And then the fourth thing that can cause this hunched posture when walking is weakness in the shoulder blade muscles, namely the rhomboids and the lower trapezius. So those muscles that live between the shoulder blades, if they're weak, they allow the shoulder blades to split apart like that, and then that gives you the hunched appearance. So let's have a look at each of the 4 things, and I'm going to give you a solution for each one. So the first one is bad habits. Now there's many things that can cause bad habits, but a very common one that I see in my audience are people who feel unsafe when they stand tall. So they come down like this because it makes them feel safer because they can watch the floor. Now watching the floor is fine for the first couple of feet in front of you, but it's actually more dangerous. You're off balance because you're tipped forward and you can't see anything that's going on here. So my advice is to raise your gaze to 15 feet on the floor instead. Okay, so we're looking ahead of us 15 feet away and our gaze is roughly there on the floor. And the reason that's so good is because having your gaze there allows you to scan the ground in front of you so you don't trip, but it also allows you to see everything in front of you so you don't walk into obstacles. It also lifts your sternum, improves your shoulder posture as well, improves your balance, and then that puts you in a better position where you're less likely to topple forward. So try lifting your gaze. You might feel quite stiff when you try and lift fully up at the moment, so lift your head, and then the other exercises I'm going to give you will help you to feel less stiff when you open up that chest. The next thing we're going to work on is the weakness between the shoulder blades. So these are the muscles here we're going to work on now, and I have a lovely exercise that you can do when you're at home trying to work on it. So this is a nice thin resistance band. We're going to use it to provide resistance for those muscles. The exercise is simple. You're going to have the band in front of you with nice straight arms. You're going to hold it tight and pull it tight across your chest, squeezing those shoulder blade muscles together at the back and holding for a few seconds and then bringing them back together. So that would be 1 repetition. I'll show you from behind. So it looks something like this. Arms out in front, shoulders relaxed, and pull the arms across the body and squeeze the shoulder blades at the back, really activating those shoulder muscles. Now, for most people, you don't have to do tons of these in a row. 5 or 6 in a row is enough to start to feel them working. And over time, you'll train those muscles to pull your shoulder blades back so you can stand up taller. And this will translate to less hunching when you walk. The next exercise I've got for you is a fantastic one to help with the tightness at the front of the chest, which will pull you forward. But before I show you the exercise, I just wanted to let you know that 88% of the people who watch these videos have not yet subscribed to the channel. So if that's you, scroll down, hit the subscribe button. It's totally free, it doesn't cost you anything. It really helps the channel and you'll be the first to hear about our new videos when they come out. Let's have a look at this chest stretch. So this is a stretch for the muscles here that pull you in. It's dead easy to do. You can do it from a chair or from a sitting position. And all you need to do is take your hands and clasp them behind your head like this. Now, what we want to do is keep a nice good posture here. And then we're just going to try and push our elbows back behind our body and open that chest up. Now, if you're anything like me, I can feel a stretch at the front of my chest. So the area I should be feeling it is here on both sides. Now it might come up into the shoulders as well because some of us are a little bit stiff in that rotated position. And it shouldn't be agony, it should feel like a tightness, but it should be tolerable and we shouldn't be putting loads of pressure on our neck either. So you want to sit up tall, that nice open wide position. It should be a 4 or a 5 out of 10 in terms of intensity, and we're going to hold it for 30 seconds. Now you only need to do it once, but try and come back to it a few times each day, 30 seconds each time. Doing that consistently throughout the course of the day is going to take away the tightness here and allow you to stand up straighter when you're walking. And then the final exercise I've got for you today is one to improve that thoracic stiffness. The thoracic spine is your mid-back. There's 12 vertebrae there and they tend to come into flexion, which is not good for a hunched posture. We're going to do the opposite. We're going to work on extension. So this is one of my favorite exercises. I do it myself all the time. The only problem with it is you have to be a bit careful if you've got lower back pain, and the technique is very, very important. So I'm going to show you how to do it. Only do it if it feels comfortable. For this exercise to work, you're going to need a foam roller. A nice fat one would be good. And a foam roller is basically like a firm band of foam, which you can slightly compress just so it gives a little bit on the spine, but it needs to be something that's nice and firm like this. You're going to lay it down on your floor or on your bed if you've got a firm mattress, and you're going to lie down with it just resting underneath your shoulder blades, and your hands are going to go just behind your head to support your neck. So your hands should be taking the weight of your head. Now you're going to roll down slightly on the foam roller so it's about in line with your shoulder blades. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to try and flatten the lower back into the bed, and this is critical because if you arch your back like this, you're just going to be stressing your lower back and it's going to do nothing for your thoracic spine. So flatten your lower back by pulling your tummy in and making a flattened sensation between your back and the bed, and you're going to maintain that throughout. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to keep that flat lower back, and we're just going to allow ourselves to fall slowly backwards over the foam roller like this. Now, because I'm quite stiff in my thoracic spine, this is about as far as I can get, and I'm really supporting the weight of my head, because if you don't support the weight of your head, you're going to get a sore neck. So we're going to come back over it, keeping the lower back flat, just allowing a bit of extension in that thoracic spine. Now it's really important here that you don't hold your breath. You should keep breathing throughout. And as you breathe out, sometimes you get a couple of clicks and pops. That's usually nothing to worry about at all. It's just the joints there loosening. And because we don't tend to do much thoracic extension in the day, it's going to feel quite stiff. So on me, this feels quite kind of pokey and jabby. It doesn't feel that comfortable, but it feels incredible afterwards. Now I'd stress again, only do this if it's comfortable. Do not do this if it causes you pain. If there's any reason you shouldn't be doing this, then definitely avoid it. Anyone doing this exercise should get checked out by a doctor first, but if you can do it, I think it's the best way to improve that hunched position. And if you do it right, it's pretty safe. Now, what you're going to do, and you notice I've been doing that, is I work my way up and down the foam roller. You'll find some areas are stiffer than others. So I'm just above my shoulder blades there. Now I'm going to come right below my shoulder blades, keep my back flat and just come back over it like this. And typically I'll spend about 2 minutes doing this every day after a gym session for me usually. But if you're doing it for purposes of your hunch posture when walking, the more you can do this whilst remaining comfortable, the better. So I would do 2 minutes, maybe twice a day would be fantastic. See how that improves your posture as you walk, as long as it's safe for you to do so. So that's how to stop walking hunched over. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, please do leave me a comment below because I love to read your thoughts. And if you want to get more from me, do pick up a copy of my book. It's called Thriving Beyond 50 and you can find it on Amazon using the link below. It's got loads more tips about how to walk better. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time and I'll see you on the next video.